Hello, 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 and welcome to today's episode of Her Version. This podcast is dedicated to sharing stories of struggle to triumph, a platform that allows individuals to tell their truth in order to inspire and uplift others. For those of you that are new to this podcast, make sure you like this content and share. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. Let's jump right in. Hello, and thank you for joining us today for this episode of Her Version. The Her Version platform is built on storytelling and the understanding that many times our greatest learning experiences come from learning from other people's stories. Today, I am speaking with an amazing woman named Cynthia James. Cynthia is the author of 5 books and the creator of multitudes of meditations and music to help calm the soul. Cynthia provides courses and coaching to help women all over the world become self-aware, confident, empowered, and clear. She is the mother of 2 children and is here to share her story of generational abuse, her love of music, and how she has decided she is not going to allow her past to determine who she is going to be in the present. She dreams big and wants to help you create your future. What do you think are the steps that somebody should take if they're not feeling good where they're at right now? They're lost. They get it. They're like, okay, I get it. Personal development, get it. What do I do first? What's my first steps that I'm supposed to take?
First step is pause and reflect. Look at all the ways you're giving yourself away, all the ways you're not standing up. You pause. Don't make any decisions. Don't do any, just pause and reflect. Journaling is great for that, to just write down stream of consciousness, everything that's there. You can even start with, I hate everybody, whatever you want to do.
Yes.
And open up to what you're feeling. A lot of times we push our feelings away. So pause, reflect, and open to your feelings. And the second thing I would say is, you are a human being, but you are also a spiritual being having a human experience. And so I would seek, and I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about what feeds your soul, what enlivens you, what brings you peace. Is it meditation? Is it music? Is it hiking? What is it that can bring you back to your spiritual center? And the third thing I would say is invest in you.
Oh, yeah.
Ask for help, whether it's a coach, whether it's a therapist, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a college or a university. Invest in you. A lot of times women, we wait too long taking care of other people, not understanding that if we invest in us and we honor us and we make ourselves a priority, man, everything changes.
Yes, 100%. I love the fact that you're giving us options. So many times, individuals say you have to meditate. Meditation is the answer. Or you have to walk for at least 20 minutes a day. Walking 20 minutes a day is the answer. I love that you are saying yes to everything, but you have to find your one thing.
Yes.
Because everyone's different.
Well, yeah. And here's the thing. Your health and well-being is essential, but your entree to that can look a myriad of ways. It is important to exercise. It is important to eat well. It is important to sleep and rest. All those things are important. But, you can't do everything all at once anyhow. Multitasking is a myth.
Yeah. I talk about that all the time. Yes. Can you explore on that a little bit? What do you mean by that? That's new to people. People don't know that.
No. You know what? I don't know why we think we can do 50 things at once. We can't. You do one thing at a time, but you may have 10 things going at a time and you're juggling all of them. And so you think you're multitasking, but that just takes your focus away. It makes you feel crazy, and it makes you start doubting yourself and beating yourself up. If you focus on one thing at a time, you accomplish more in a shorter amount of time.
Yes, exactly. Focusing on just one thing at a time fully, then switching. Yes. Should be called switching. I'm really good at switching. Definitely. What's the number one lesson you've learned from your life?
Leap, risk, dare to be brave, have the courage to change.
Oh, oh yes. What do you mean by leap? That sounds scary.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's this whole thing about let leap and the net will appear. But leap means step into the unknown. That void is a place of creativity and rebirth. Step and leap in there and explore. Be adventurous, take the risk. But I mean, you've got this life. Why not see what's possible? Because you live in a field of potentiality. Go for it.
Go for it. We're scared sometimes, though.
Oh, totally. And if you're not scared, it's too little.
Yeah. Oh, yes. How did you use that when you were getting into music? That must have been scary.
Well, you know what? I sang when I was in high school. I sang, and it was really interesting because people like my voice, but I judged it. I mean, I wasn't Aretha Franklin or or Gladys Knight or some of those people, and so I judged it, and so I was kind of timid, even though people saying love her voice. And at one point, I thought, I don't want to wake up one day and say I didn't go for this dream. I I didn't try to step on a big stage. I don't want to wake up one day regretting. I don't want to be on my deathbed sorry that I didn't explore what brought me joy. And so I just started singing in little clubs and I started doing musical theater. I mean, I just started doing all these things. And some of the things I did were completely crazy and awful. And some of them were like opening, just wide opening my heart and my abilities.
Wow, I can just imagine. It's so awesome hearing you talk about that because we forget that like everyone has a beginning. You're like some of the things that I did were like awful or weird. But we would never know that looking in. Like now, you're established, you've got your stuff going, you have programs, you're flowing.
Yeah.
But it didn't just plop like that.
There's no overnight success. I don't care
Yeah.
what they tell you. There's, there, and here's the thing. I mean, if you think about Olympic athletes, what I mean, they get out there and they look fabulous, but they're training hours a day. They've been doing it for years. You know what I mean? And when they started, they fell down and they couldn't make the state. I mean, it's like that's part of the journey. It's like the learning and the exploration and the opening to possibility and seeing what is yours to give. What can you do that's unique and powerful and enlivens you?
Yeah, 100%. What's your viewpoint on people who are dealing with limiting beliefs? You were talking about your voice and how, you're not this or you're not that. That's going to hold people back sometimes. That same exact feeling in whatever area they're looking at.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that? Can you explain what it is first and then kind of tell people how you were able to?
Well, limiting beliefs, a belief is just a thought that's happened over and over and over again, and then it becomes like the reality of your thinking and way of being. But it can be changed. Limiting belief says you don't have enough, you're not enough, you can't be enough. Oh, you're going to screw it up. Why would you step out there? Why would you write a book? There's been 100 books, 100,000 books written, whatever it is. But the thing is, it's like you have to get to a place where you go, if in fact we live in a universe that's full of potential and possibility,
Yeah.
and we come from that universe, I mean, we are part of that universe. Within us, there's unlimited possibility and potential. So why not look? Why not open? Why not ask? Why not come up with affirmations? I mean, that's where I started. Affirmations that said, I'm enough, I'm lovable, I'm powerful, I'm courageous, I'm gifted. And you say, every time those old thoughts come in, you interrupt it with that affirmation, and it starts you thinking differently and opening your eyes to what could be available for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Did you deal with that as far as um not necessarily, you said that you didn't feel like your voice was, other people liked it, but you didn't really. Did you sit in that for a while, or were you just kind of like, I guess this is just the voice and
Yeah.
just go, or did you have any doubts?
Oh, totally. I had doubts, and I would go up and out. I would go out and I'd try, and then I'd go, oh, and if it didn't have the outcome that I thought, then I'd pull back my energy. I mean, I guess what I want to say is, like, it's all a journey,
Yeah.
and sometimes you'll step out and you'll fly, and other times you'll step out and you'll trip. It's all part of the journey.
Yeah.
And if you have a passion in you that's encoded in you, there's a delivery system.
Yeah.
You just have to not give up.
Yeah. Absolutely. I want to take a moment real fast to give some love and support to those that are watching live right now. We so appreciate you being here and hanging out with us and listening to Cynthia's story and some of the insight that she has from her life. Cynthia, can you take a moment and tell us what you do, what your business is, and kind of how you help all the humans?
Yeah, well, I'm a transformational coach. I mean, I work with leaders. I work with small to mid-sized companies and help them with their staff. And it's all about being conscious. It's all about being awake and living from a place of a world that can support everyone, where there's kindness and care and love and success, and there's win-win. So I do a lot of that. I do a lot of coaching of women. I have an organization called Women Creating Our Futures, and a subset of that is all Women Creating Our Futures. We have a lot of programs and things that support women in really getting clear about their focus and how they want to live their lives. And AWE is the Academy of Women Emerging. It's for women entrepreneurs and women who are in leadership who want to go to the next level. And then I'm an author and a speaker and a singer. And I used to think I had to just do one thing, but I realized that we are multifaceted beings, and so we get to do a lot of things that we love.
Yes. Yes. That is exactly my thought process. And I love speaking to people like you because there are so many people who are telling us consistently that we have to pick one.
Right.
And I
No.
just think that's bull crap.
Totally. Why? This whole life, why would it just be one thing?
Yeah, it's so dumb. And why do you have to stop doing one thing because you decide that you also want to do another thing? Like, if you had to stop doing what you love, singing, music, creativity, in order to, pursue, the art of helping other females out there, that just literally doesn't make any sense.
Not at all.
It literally makes no sense. We are multifaceted. I love that. And I totally 100% agree with you.